This is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue with me, Ansumana Isonyasi. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The Association of the Commissioners for Oaths, Justices of the Peace and Notaries Public was launched and its members sworn in on Thursday. A three-day forum which brought together 20 mayors from across the globe on the theme Caring Territories Against Gender-Based Violence wrapped up in Banjul on Wednesday. And a delegation from the Upper River region paid a courtesy call on Friday to China's embassy in the Gambia to convey the gratitude of the people of the Upper River region for the China Aid Road and Bridges project. In international news, the UN's International Court of Justice has ordered Israel to take all measures within its power to prevent genocide and the incitement of genocide in Gaza, following a landmark case filed by South Africa. And in sports news, Nyamina Upper and Senior Secondary School held its annual inter-school athletics competition on Saturday in Nyamina Jaring in the Central River region. Well, stay tuned for more on these and other stories. And now we take a look at the news in detail. The Association of the Commissioners for Oaths, Justices of the Peace and Notaries Public has been launched and its members sworn in on Thursday. Jennifer Sonko attended and she filed this report.
Commissioners of Oaths are authorized to witness the signing of legal documents including affidavits and statutory declarations. They are empowered to administer oaths, affirmations, or take solemn or attested declarations from any person. Legally, the role of the Commissioner of Oath is to confirm that a person making a sworn statement called an affidavit has sworn that the content of the statement is true and is carried out in accordance with the law. Commissioners of Oaths are essential in the legal systems, given they are crucial in ensuring that legal documents are appropriately executed and authenticated. Alhaji Amadou Toure, President of the Association of the Commissioners of Oaths and Justices of the Peace and Notaries Public, gave a brief history of the association.
You see, that association became dormant when the former founder members, most of them died. After about 10 years of dormancy, we decided to revive it. We formed a group, and then we went to the office of the Chief Justice to get his blessing and guidance, so that, we are back into the arena, because the importance of our association cannot be overemphasized. It is here to act as ambassadors of the judiciary in the society in terms of notarizing documents and also preparing affidavit. It's also important because it's going to lessen the burden on the judiciary, whose duty it is to be doing such services.
The launching of the association is part of efforts by the Gambian judiciary to improve access to justice in the country. The association is decentralized to ensure easy and timely interventions. Here is the Chief Justice of the Gambia, Hassan B. Jallow.
Your appointment is part of the process of implementing a particular objective of the Judiciary Strategic Plan, which is to improve access to justice by the community. Your appointment is meant to ensure that there is easier access for the man in the street, particularly in respect of the authentication of documents, preparation of documents, etc. And we hope that you will rise to the challenge of providing such services and providing them, as I said, as officers of the court.
Commissioners of the Oaths, Justices of the Peace and Notaries Public have a responsibility to hold in strict confidence all information of a confidential nature and not mislead in discharging their responsibilities. Here is the Chief Justice of the Gambia, Hassan B. Jallow again.
As officers of the court, of course, you are expected to conduct yourselves with honesty, with highest standards of honesty, of integrity, and respect for the law. You are there essentially to serve the community. I want you to bear that in mind at all times.
Justices of the peace and the notorious public were also sworn in. They have the limited powers extending only to minor criminal or civil disputes within their reach and drafting and executing legal documents. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
A three-day forum which brought together 20 mayors from across the globe on the theme Caring Territories Against Gender-Based Violence wrapped up in Banjul on Wednesday. Julian Jai tells us more.
Organized by the World Organization of United Cities and local governments in collaboration with the Banjul City Council and partners, the forum is part of the international program Caring Territories for Women Victims of Violence. The project aims to highlight the role of local and regional governments in combating violence against women and promoting exchange, learning, and networking to reinforce and promote the implementation of public policies to combat violence against women. Rohi Maliklu, the mayor of Banjul, expressed appreciation to President Barrow and his government for supporting them.
The commitment of my government, you have seen it, and this is multilateralism. This is what we expect from your governments as well. This is a model that I want all of you to go with. Let African leaders understand that local government is not the enemy of the executive. That local government is very, very important. If you don't come down to the local government and use the bottom-up approach of governance, you can never succeed in anything. And you will all agree with me, those that went to His Excellency yesterday, that he made it very clear that one of his priorities is to work with the local government.
Pascal Labe, Councillor of Gender Equality of the Department of Seine-Saint-Denis, says in their quest to combat violence against women, they are ready to train the members of the health sector, police and the judiciary for them to lead in sensitization programs and help victims. Madame Labe underscores the need for women to speak and be in solidarity with their fellow women, adding that it is important to continue working with local groups such as Rafaela and UCLG to identify and empower women leaders. Ndeiro Sarr, the UNFPA country representative, and Emilia Sides, Secretary General of the United Cities and Local Governments Organization, both spoke of the importance of women's empowerment and ending violence against them.
Unfortunately, we are at a corner of the world today where it's very difficult for all of us, so we can always think about, not just the Gambia, but everywhere it's difficult for women. And gender equality and women's empowerment is something that is dear to our hearts as UN agencies, but it's also dear to everyone's heart who is here today.
We have put together some ideas about the critical issues that we need to talk about, like putting care at the center of local service provision, also safe cities, and tending to the needs of youth. And we are now going back, and at the global level, we will look for partners that will want to invest in the future of Banjul, in the future of the Gambia, and of other cities in Africa.
Fatoumata Barbaro, the Gambia's First Lady, congratulates Banjul's mayor for bringing women together in their fight against gender-based violence. The First Lady calls for unity in their commitment towards the eradication of SGBV and building a wall where the well-being of women is nurtured at all times.
I would also like to state my willingness to partner and work with you all on this safeguarding and well-being of women in the Gambia and elsewhere.
The three-day forum also addressed forced marriage, female genital mutilation, sexual violence against girls in situations of armed conflict, and advocacy for women's rights, among other topics. For QTV News, I am Julia Njai.
Now, a delegation comprising the Basse Area Council and Basse Town Development Committee members paid a courtesy call on Friday to China's embassy in the Gambia to convey the gratitude of the people of the Upper River region for the life-changing China Aid Road and Bridges project and to discuss further areas of cooperation. Mahmoud Laminchoy reports.
Led by local government authorities of Basse, this delegation is delivering a message of appreciation on behalf of the people of Basse and the Upper River region to the People's Republic of China through its embassy in the Gambia. More than 2 years since the Road and Bridges project was completed, its positive socio-economic impact is being felt across the region and beyond. Alhaji A.F. Jallo is the chairman of the Basse Town Development Committee.
the Chinese embassy have realized the potential that our region has, particularly the capital, the provincial capital, Basse. And this will strengthen the cooperation and also to also broaden the development, because we have seen a lot of development that the People's Republic of China have done for our people of the region. So we have come to appreciate them, to thank them for giving us this, we call it life-changing project.
In dialogue with the Deputy Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in the Gambia, officials of the Basse Area Council put forward socio-economic opportunities and challenges in the Upper River region and the potential areas of development cooperation. Mahamadou Sise is the chairman of the Basse Area Council.
In terms of cooperation, we talk about a lot of things ranging from agriculture, the recreational center, health, prevention field. But these are very important because we know that as a local council, we are responsible for the development of the area, which we have our responsibility, and then central government also have their responsibility. So as a council today, to have this face-to-face dialogue is a very good starting point for our partnership. And of course, my team and I will take it up with them to see what are some of the areas at the end of the day will be materialized.
The China-Gambia friendship has seen remarkable progress with tangible results in the area of agriculture, infrastructure development, health, education, and other sectors. China's Deputy Ambassador in the Gambia, Chu Ningo, highlighted sincerity, respect, mutual trust, amity, and real results as the guiding principles of China-Gambia cooperation. The Deputy Ambassador also renews the embassy's commitment to advancing and promoting more development cooperation in Basse.
During our discussions, I affirm the embassy's commitments to continuously pay attention to the development needs of the Basse area and reaffirm our commitments to promote our utmost assistance to help the local people in improving the infrastructure, the agriculture development, health development, and etc. areas.
The meeting ends with the chairman of the Basse Area Council presenting certificates to the People's Republic of China and its embassy in the Gambia in recognition and appreciation of China's grant support for the construction of roads and bridges in the Upper River region. The $80 million project is seen as a unique symbol of friendship between China and the Gambia in a new era of cooperation for socio-economic development. Mahmoud Lamin, Choikiu TV News.
We will now go for a commercial break, but the news continues when we return.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your art will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Welcome back. Be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue. And now on to international news in a moment. The UN's International Court of Justice has ordered Israel to take all measures within its power to prevent genocide and the incitement of genocide. In a landmark case, South Africa had filed a referral last year to the World Court for an investigation into alleged war crimes, including genocide committed by Israel in Gaza. On Friday, the court delivered its ruling on the provisional measures requested by South Africa. More on this by Modumboj.
The 17-judge panel of the ICJ had to vote on 6 provisional measures, and the large majority of them voted for urgent measures, which covered most of what South Africa asked for, with the notable exception of ordering a halt to Israeli military action in Gaza. South Africa had asked the court for an immediate ceasefire. The provisional measures that Israel must take immediately, as outlined by ICJ President George John E. Donoghue, are: Israel must take all measures to prevent any acts that could be considered genocidal. Israel must ensure its military does not commit any genocidal act. Israel must prevent and punish any public comments that could be considered incitement to commit genocide in Gaza. Israel must take measures to ensure humanitarian access. Israel must prevent any destruction of evidence that could be used in a genocide case. Israel must submit a report to the court within 1 month of this order being given. And the court also expressed grave concern about the fate of hostages being held by Hamas and called for their immediate release. Cheers erupted among pro-Palestine supporters who gathered outside the ICJ in The Hague. But many other supporters also voiced frustration that the court stopped short of ordering a ceasefire in Gaza. The Palestinian Foreign Minister, Riyad al-Maliki, in a televised speech, welcomed the ruling and called it an important reminder that no state is above the law. South Africa hailed what it called a decisive victory for international rule of law. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, welcomed the ICJ's decision not to order a ceasefire in the war in Gaza, but rejected a charge of genocide as outrageous and said Israel would continue to defend itself. A senior Hamas official called for Israel to be forced to implement the ICJ's decisions. The EU, in a statement, says it expects full, immediate implementation of ICJ orders. And Amnesty International called the ruling extremely significant. While the ICJ's rulings are binding on all parties, there is no mechanism to enforce them, and Israel can simply brush them aside. However, analysts say the orders put Israel and its allies on notice that immediate action is needed to prevent genocide and further atrocities against the people of Gaza. One analyst noted that the court's clear and binding orders raised the stakes for Israel's allies to back up their stated commitment to a global rules-based order by helping ensure compliance with this watershed ruling. For QTV News, I am Modumboj.
Now also in international news, 6 Ghanaians, among them 3 military personnel, have been sentenced to death by hanging for their role in a coup conspiracy that unfolded 3 years ago. Adele Dele Campbell reports.
The court found the 6 guilty of high treason and conspiracy to commit high treason. The 6 were arrested in 2021 while testing weapons in the capital, Accra, with the alleged intent to overthrow the government. There was a heavy security deployment outside the High Court in Accra during the sentencing on Wednesday. This historic case marks Ghana's first treason trial since 1966, the year of the overthrow of post-independence leader Kwame Nkrumah. The group, including a skilled gunsmith, despite the gravity of the charges, pleaded not guilty. During a trial that captured the attention of the nation, the men were arrested with locally manufactured guns, improvised explosive devices, and AK-47 rifles, according to the court documents. 3 other people, including a senior police officer and 2 military officers, were acquitted. Defense lawyers said they would appeal against the ruling in the Supreme Court. According to state prosecutors, the group had planned to organize protests, ostensibly to topple President Nana Akufo-Addo's government ahead of the 2020 general elections. The court said it found the evidence against the men included intercepted communications and testimonies compelling. The court also heard audio tapes of meetings attended by some of the accused persons and warrant officers to Esther San, the only female among the accused, was heard on tape saying President Nana Akufo-Addo must be eliminated when captured on the day of the coup. The Constitution of Ghana frowns seriously upon any attempt to overthrow a government. Ghana's Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah Dame, as Justice Afia read out the death sentence, she said, "May God have mercy on your souls." Ghana, under democratic rule since 1992, recently abolished the death penalty for ordinary crimes, and the new law replaces capital punishment with a life sentence. Aldel Dele Campbell reporting for QTV News.
Nyamina Upper and Senior Secondary School held its annual inter-house athletics competition on Saturday in Nyamina Jaring in the Upper River region. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde witnessed the event and he filed this report.
The inter-house athletic competition is part of the school's extracurricular activities, with students grouped into 4 houses, namely red, blue, green and yellow, to compete in track and field events. In the 5,000 meters for boys, Al-Hassan Jallo came first, beating Abdullah Jany, last year's champion. In the girls' 3,000 meters, Farmata Jallo came first, followed by Mama Gajigo and Farmata Lee. As the competition intensified, the red and blue houses dominated most of the track events, such as 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters, 4x100 meters, and 4x400 meters, boys and girls, while green and yellow houses frantically try to close the gap. Here are the reactions of some of the athletes.
This is the first time I participate in this event 12 times around the field. Yeah, so I was very happy the time I win it. Yeah, so I was very encouraged by the people. Yes, people were celebrating, especially in our Kunda. They were very happy. They buy many things for me.
I was preparing for the event. Yes, and I know that I can win the event. And the event actually it is not easy. Yes, that's it.
I feel so tired because it was a tough event. But I was training for it since before the in-house. But alhamdulillah, I find it easy because I have first positions. But it was a very difficult event for me.
Why I take first? Because I was training hard and I enjoyed the training. And then I come here, I took first. I get happy, and my Kunda masters also, they are proud of me.
In the high jump for boys, Umar Gassama from the Red House was the champion, and the girls category, Karjatu El Kamara from the Blue House came out on top. The musical chair was another event that caught people's attention and was won by Mama Gajigo from Red House.
Red House. Deep and special music.
At the end, the final result was announced, with Red House named champions with 764 points. Blue House came second with 710 points. Green House third with 644 points, and Yellow House fourth with 568 points. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
And I'm afraid that's all about it for this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap for main headlines. The Association of the Commissioners for Oaths, Justices of the Peace and Notaries Public was launched and its members sworn in on Thursday. A 3-day forum which brought together 20 mayors from across the globe on the theme Caring Territories Against Gender-Based Violence wrapped up in Banjul on Wednesday. A delegation from the Upper River region paid a courtesy call on Friday to China's embassy in the Gambia to convey the gratitude of the people of the Upper River region for the China Aid Road and Bridges project. In international news, the UN's International Court of Justice has ordered Israel to take all measures within its power to prevent genocide and the incitement of genocide in Gaza following a landmark case filed by South Africa. And in sports news, Nyamina Upper and Senior Secondary School held its annual inter-house athletics competition on Saturday in Nyamina Jareng in the Central River region. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. Do join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.